What's going on, my friends? Welcome to Sacred Cards. Today I'm coming at you with an update to my KAIRYU-SHIN Umi Control deck profile. I'm excited to share this list with you because, as most of you know by now, I love this deck and water archetypes in general. There are many different ways to play the deck, and this list is something that I've been working with for a while now. The engine is basically 4 cards that are all equally important to one another, so it's important to increase your odds of seeing them. The strategy basically revolves around KAIRYU-SHIN, Sea Stealth Attack, Sea Stealth 2, and KAIRYU-SHIN's Dark Reef. All of these cards play off each other, so it's important to have access to them as much as you need. Now, with all that said, I'll go through my deck list and try and explain the cards as best I can. Let's get right into it here. Starting off, we have 3 copies of Ocean Dragon Lord KAIRYU-SHIN. This is the retrain of Mako's very first boss monster. It is the heart and soul of the deck. While Umi is on the field, each player can only control 1 non-water monster, which isn't a problem for us because every monster we play is water. During your main phase, you can either add a copy of Umi, KAIRYU-SHIN, Spell Trap, or Sea Stealth, Spell Trap from your deck to your hand. Now, another great card for the strategy is your 3 copies of Electric Jellyfish. You can send a copy of Umi from your hand, deck, or field to the graveyard, special summon a water monster from your hand. If Umi is on the field and your opponent activates a monster effect or spell card or effect, you can negate that effect, then this card gains 600 attack and defense. Next, I'm playing a single copy of Doomkraken and 1 copy of Mega Fortress Whale. Kraken has great synergy with the deck, being able to quick effect, return a monster you control to the hand, special summon this card from your hand, and destroy a monster they control. Plus, you can return it to the hand to negate an attack. Fortress Whale is kind of a biased pick because I do love the card, but I think 1 copy is more than enough. I didn't want to play the deck without it. You definitely want to search this card from the deck. Its effect lets your water monsters attack directly, plus during the battle phase as a quick effect to destroy an opponent's monster. Both of these cards can play very well with Sea Stealth 2 and Dark Reef. Next, I am playing 1 copy of Maiden of the Aqua and 1 copy of Yorishiro of the Aqua. Maiden will allow the field to be treated as Umi if you don't have a field spell, allowing your monster effects to resolve. She has definitely come in handy, especially if you use Dark Reef and have to send your only copy of Umi for cost, then you can at least have her on the field when the card resolves. Yorishiro is a nice little extender that if Umi is on the field, you can special summon a water monster from the graveyard, or even if Umi is not on the field, she can copy the level of a monster in the grave, making rank Xyz plays possible. Now, for this list, I've decided to go with a single copy of Warrior of Atlantis. I chose this over Terraforming because at least this guy doubles as a monster and can discard itself to search the field spell. And finally, the last monster is 1 copy of Giga Gaga Gigo. This normal monster is the strongest level 5 vanilla water. I really like the utility of it being a level 5, and it's a free summon from the deck thanks to some spell and trap support. Now that's it for the monster engine lineup. Now for disruption, I am running 12 hand traps in 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Very generic, stops a lot of cards that search from the deck or fill up the graveyard. Next, we have 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Good for going first or second with this deck. Negating monster effects is crucial, especially as we are trying to lock down their monsters with KAIRYU-SHIN. And we have 3 copies of Effect Veiler. More monster effect negation, all around good card to have access to. And finally, I've chosen to play 3 copies of Ghost Ogre. I've really been liking this card lately. It's so good for stopping field spells, cards that stay on the field, or simply problematic monsters. Now for consistency and draw power, I've gone with 1 copy of Pot of Prosperity and 1 copy of Pot of Extravagance. Honestly, during testing, I wasn't sure which one of these I liked better because you'd rather see the important pieces of the deck versus the extra deck. So I decided to ultimately play one of each. This way I don't have to worry about drawing into both of them. These cards ensure that you have the pieces you need to control the board, whether you need a copy of Umi, KAIRYU-SHIN, or Sea Stealth card. Both can help you dig through your deck to get to what you need. Now for more of the engine cards, of course we have 3 copies of Fish Sonar. This card lets you add a level 7 or lower monster from your deck to your hand that mentions Umi or is a water normal monster. And if Umi is on the field, you can special summon a normal water monster from the deck. Next up, we have triple copies of our beautiful field spell, Legendary Ocean. This field spell's name is always treated as Umi. It gives your water monsters a 200-point attack and defense boost and reduces the levels of all water monsters in the hand and on the field by 1. Very important, that lets you normal summon your level 5 monsters. And your main form of Umi is 3 copies of Sea Stealth 2. As I mentioned before, this is one of the big 4 cards you want to see in the deck. It has amazing synergy with KAIRYU-SHIN and Sea Stealth. This card's name becomes Umi while in the field or in the graveyard. It's a continuous spell that makes it so your opponent cannot target your water monsters with non-water monsters effects. At the start of the battle phase, you can special summon a normal water monster or monster that mentions Umi from your hand or graveyard in defense position, destroying it at the end phase, giving you extra protection, and good to reborn your copy of Mega Fortress Whale to destroy an opponent's monster or reset the tide with KAIRYU-SHIN. And next up, we have the traps, starting with triple copies of Sea Stealth Attack. It's a continuous trap that when activated, you can activate Umi from the hand or graveyard. When Umi is on the field, it gains the effects that once per turn, you can banish a water monster to protect your spells and traps from being destroyed, even if this card leaves the field. And at the start of the damage step, if your water monster whose original level is 5 or higher battles, you can destroy that opponent's monster. And rounding off the main deck, I play 2 copies of KAIRYU-SHIN's Dark Reef. My friends, you already know this is my favorite card in the deck. It lets you send a copy of Umi to the graveyard, special summon 2 monsters with different names from your hand or deck that mention Umi or water normal monsters. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon any number of level 6 or lower water normal monsters from your hand or deck. The idea is that you set up with this card and Sea Stealth face down, activate this card as Chainlink 1, send Umi for cost, then activate Sea Stealth as Chainlink 2 to immediately recover Umi from the graveyard, so it's on the field when this card resolves. That is it for the main deck. It's a well-crafted 40 cards. Now moving on to the extra deck. I'm not going to spend too much time on this part. It's more or less a guide, so feel free to play whatever you like. Starting off the XCs, I play 1 copy of number 4, Sea Stealth Kraken, and 2 Stealth Kraken Spawn. I think I just called that Sea Stealth Kraken. Stealth Kraken. Next we have a copy of Bahamut Shark, totally awesome, and 1 copy of Nightmare Shark. Following that, I am on 1 copy of Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of Nash Knight, and 1 copy of CXC's Nash Knight. Next is 1 copy of Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark, 1 copy of Valiant Shark Lancer, and 1 copy of Full Armored Crystal Zero Lancer. And finally, to round out the extra deck, I have 1 copy of Silent Honor Arc, 1 copy of Silent Honor Dark, and 1 Lone Link monster in 1 copy of the Water Charmer. Well, that is it for the deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you like or don't like, please leave me a comment telling me what you think. Be sure to like the video if you did and subscribe for more content. Thank you for your support and Thank you for your support. I'm Sacred Cards. I'll see you all in the next one.